Welcome back to yet another exciting episode of the Sunfold Dolphins TV show. Coming up on today's show, we take flight with our very own Sibs Makai. We join cricket giants Graeme Smith and Kevin Peterson for breakfast. And our Suncoast Academy boys celebrate a year well done over dinner. But first, the latest news this month is the return of our favorite Caribbean all-rounder, Dwayne Bravo, to our fold. Dwayne, who arrives to take the place of hard-hitting KP, is back at our shores to further assist us in our highly successful Ram Slam T20 charge.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be back. I know a lot of the guys, and I know they're also excited to have me back inside the team as well. So most of the guys I keep in touch with, even though I left last season. And yet to win. It's my second season in the Ram Slam, so definitely that's my aim. For me, it's my all-round performance to try and win games for the team, whether it's with a bat or with a ball, and also to bring that fighting spirit into the dressing room as well. And
recently, we were afforded a wonderful opportunity to get to know international player Kevin Peterson, alongside esteemed former Protea captain Graeme Smith, as they warmly accounted their rich experiences and their careers together over breakfast. The two, having had a knotty start to a relationship that has over the years blossomed into a close friendship, got up to the stage and shared for all the eager guests in attendance highlights in their career that stood out for them.
The 100 I scored in Colombo, scored 150 in a session and a half in Colombo, and that for me physically was the toughest that I've ever scored, just because it was 47, 48 degrees, 100% humidity. I normally take 5 pairs of gloves on every tour. To Sri Lanka, I took 10 pairs of gloves, and I went through all 10 pairs of gloves. I went through 4 shirts, and I ended up with 100. And that for me, because of just the physical attachment to it, ranks up the top. And I know technically all the other ones, but I mean, that's the one for me that I thought, there's no way I'll ever get 100 in Sri Lanka, because I can't bat for that long. I sweat too much. One of my biggest regrets is I've never beaten South Africa in a test series. And I've got a home and away 100 against every country except for South Africa. I've never got 100 here in South Africa in test match cricket, so that's something that just gets at me.
But like Kevin, I think I got a double 100 against Pakistan in Dubai. And you all know how hot that place can get. It's a desert. So growing up in South Africa, playing fast bowling, opening the batting, suddenly coming up against the likes of Ajmal and Muralitran and all these guys was a bit of a...
Murali plays for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, Pakistan. But I mean in your career.
Okay.
So you're trying to say you got 100 against Muralitran?
2 or 3, yeah.
So getting 100 against the likes of Ajmal was, for me, just something that I don't think I ever dreamt of.
Sponsor to the event, Cell C, shared their enthusiasm in getting involved with the likes of KP and the Sunfold Dolphins, citing this event to be just the beginning of their association with our franchise.
Well, it's always great, to be involved with personalities like Graeme Smith and also with Kevin Peterson. From a Cell C perspective and a Cell C brand, we've been quite. I think we can identify with where Kevin is in terms of how he goes out and does what he does. And the Dolphins are in KZN at top of the log at the moment, and largely due to Kevin's performances. I think it's brought more people into the stadium, where people and fans like a winning team. So certainly that has done really well for us. And also, going forward, we also going to be getting involved with bringing more fans to the stadium by organising a game between the Sharks, the Cell C Sharks, and the Sunfold Dolphins at Kingsmead.
Recently, our Suncoast Academy boys put to rest a highly successful season by coming together to celebrate a job well done in the season that's passed. Spearheader to the boys, Coach Yash, and long-standing sponsor to our boys, Suncoast, shared their delight and pride in the performance of our boys this season.
It was an exciting year, and on the field the boys were brilliant. There was no issues with personalities. They had a common goal, and they worked together towards that goal, which culminated in the CSA inaugural Franchise Academy Week in Oudtshoorn, where we were unbeaten, winning all 5 games against the other 5 franchises.
every year it just seems to get better and better. And so the players, I think, come with a lot of pride. They want to do well, and it's also great to see them as youngsters, not just for their cricketing skills, but to see the youngsters embrace life, to lay a great foundation for their lives ahead.
The evening saw quite a few of our Sunford Dolphins first-team players in attendance, laughing alongside our youngsters, showcasing just how many of our boys have gotten their start here. We heard from captain of the Suncoast Academy on his thoughts on the program.
I think the academy is provides a great opportunity to break into the Dolphins, but firstly a great opportunity to break into the amateur setup. I think it's just about hard work and consistent performances.
To Suncoast, they've been brilliant. Their support over the last decade with the academy, no words can say thank you. And then the initiative by CSA and their commitment to academies now. There's that gap between school cricket and first-class cricket where cricketers get disillusioned, and what CSA have now put in place, I think is a step in the right direction to bridge that gap.
With his roots in the game stemming from his primary school days in Verulam, that introduction paved the way to landing his spot in the Sunford Dolphins first team immediately after captaining the under-19 Proteas in 2014 straight out of high school. Being amongst the younger players in the setup, Sibs looked back on the days he first donned the Sunford Dolphins emblem, playing among players he had always idolized in front of a home crowd.
I think the first game that I played, I could barely speak. I think they were trying to talk to me and I couldn't reply. So your first couple of times you're very nervous and you can't believe that you're on the field with these guys, and you look around and you're just wow. I think with due time you kind of settle in and you get comfortable. And it's just such a good team environment, the way that the guys vibe and the way that things happen. And they just make sure that you're always comfortable, and they're very helpful. So it's very easy to grow as a cricketer and to play your best brand of cricket.
Being a young black cricket player, successfully living out his dreams in cricket, Sibs imparted lessons learnt along his journey in the game to young aspiring black players.
I think in today's day and age, there are many opportunities for young black cricketers to make it in the cricketing world. But there are many challenges that they're going to come across, and especially when you come from unprivileged backgrounds. You get to the privileged schools, should I say. Guys have better kits, better shoes, support from parents, backing from coaches. That's one of the things that you don't grow up with, but you somehow have it in you that you've got that inner strength to bypass it. I just think it's a matter of staying level-headed, being nice and strong. It is a tough road because everyone does have a different road to get to their success. But the higher you go, the easier it gets. So just keep being hungry and just keep going.
A bit of a daredevil, which challenged Sibs to take part in an activity he hadn't even heard of until then, microlight flying. Stoked at the idea of flying, we took Sibs out to the Virginia airport, where after meeting up with Brad from the Durban Sky Flight School, was strapped up and ready to take flight.
I told Brad, ready to go. Let's do this.
Our poker-faced all-rounder let us in on his time up in the air.
For some reason, I was very relaxed. I don't know why. I wasn't nervous for some reason. I think it's because of the way the guys were hyping me up at training and making me scared and all of that stuff. But it's very relaxed, very cool, very nice to see the whole city. We got to fly over Kingsmead, which was quite cool. And hopefully I get to do it again, take some friends on, and hopefully get more of the guys in the team to do it. So yeah.
Pilot to this expedition, Brad Isaacson, shared how his time up in the air with Sibs Makanya was like.
It was an honour to have Sibs with us. He says it was the best fun he's ever had. He's got the right temperament, and I think he's going to go a long way. I wish him well in his cricket career.
I think for me, the biggest key is just to grow every day, grow as a cricketer, grow as a person, and of course, like every other cricketer, it's just to represent the country at the highest level and to make an impact or mark in the world, on the world of cricket.
With our Ram Slam and Momentum one-day cricket campaigns favourably underway, we cornered assistant coach Rivash Gobind as he gave us in-depth reviews on our performances in games that have passed.
In the Momentum One Day Cup, we went up to Centurion to play the Titans on the 21st. We batted first. Vaughan van Jaarsveld got 66. We were in quite a decent position, and then the rain came down, just stopped our momentum a bit. And then when we went back on, we lost a couple of wickets quite quickly. And then next game was the Cobras here on the 23rd. Momentum 50 over. We bowled first. Craig Alexander got 3 wickets, bowled really nicely. And then when we were batting, we just couldn't really get any momentum. But one positive was Robbie Freiling made some runs down at the bottom. In terms of the Ram Slam and the way we've started, it's been a really good start. We won 4 games in a row. We started off quite well against the Titans in Centurion. It's always a tough place to go and play. Good team performance. David Miller finished off our batting really well against the Lions. Good side, the Lions, always very competitive. And once again, an excellent team performance. Kevin Peterson really marshalled our batting quite well. And then once again, the way the guys bowled and fielded was excellent. Kept us in the game. And Andile Pelakwayo again in the last over for a young kid has been really outstanding. Then we had a home game against the Warriors. Kevin Peterson again, the overseas pro, got a 50, played really well, nice and fluently. He was backed up by the skipper, Morne van Wyk, but the team's gelling really nicely. There's good energy amongst the group. And we're looking forward to this last half, and hopefully we can push for a home final, which I think is something our fans deserve.
With our boys doing exceptionally well on the field, die-hard Sunfold Dolphins fans, jam-packed in our home stadium, held little back in their support for our boys.
I think the Dolphins are doing extremely well. I think this is 1-2 from 2, and I think this is going to be 3 from 3, so they're doing phenomenally.
I've lived in Durban forever, so I like how they include their fans. And we all here and we all enjoy watching them and love going to home games to see them play.
They've been absolutely phenomenal thus far, and I'm sure that their top form will just continue throughout the series.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Dolphins for some while, since the days of Lance Krusner and the John Terrot. So yeah, I will continue to be the Dolphin. I'm from Durban, so that's the only team I can support.
One is away. There it goes. Go, boy. Go, you good thing, go. Kevin Peterson 100. Back on his home turf at Kingsmead. The crowd stand as one. A wonderful mark.
What a story for the Ram Slam and Dolphins cricket. Kevin Peterson, born in Durban, coming back after an illustrious England career. It turns out in his first game at Kingsmead with a wonderful 100.
That's it for the second episode of Sunfold Dolphins TV. Be sure to check out our website at www.dolphinscricket.co.za. Follow us on Twitter at Sunfold Dolphins and like our Facebook page, Dolphins Cricket. Until next month, goodbye.